In my newest installation of Tetris Talk, which happened last week, I mentioned that I wanted to do a little bit more with Golf Blitz. This is a mobile game that I've been playing for quite a few months, and I've been having a lot of fun with it because, it's a free-to-play mobile game that doesn't have any obligatory ads in it, which I think is just awesome. Of course, it does have microtransactions and some sort of a pay-to-win type element, but I play this game free to play, and you can too. The only ads that you will ever encounter are for in-game reward trade-offs. You can get some additional in-game items to level up your character and customize them a bit by watching ads voluntarily. Honestly, really solid game. I've had tons of good experiences with this. So in order to help those who are new to the game or those who want to become a little bit better to the game, I figured that it would be an awesome idea to scope out the different tours that are within this game and showcase exactly how the strategies or some of the best strategies that I've found in these areas will work. So if you have any questions or concerns about how this is going to work, don't hesitate to leave them down in the comments down below. If you enjoy the series, make sure that you leave a like on the video. And though I will not be switching over to doing Golf Blitz content as the main item on this channel, I do provide variety content every single day. So if you haven't done so already, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe. And without delaying any further, let's go ahead and jump into the first tour of this tips and tricks series. So like I said in the introduction there, we are going to be looking at a couple of the courses that can be played in Golf Blitz. And I'm hoping to unveil a couple of tricks and strategies that can take place in any of these courses so you can have a little bit more success with them. Now, I don't have access to all of the courses because I'm not at the max level as of yet, and there are new event type courses that get added periodically. But as you can see, there's quite a few of these different courses that are available for us to experiment around with, and we are going to work our way down the list in order of, well, how they appear. So the first tour that you're going to be familiar with and occasionally pops up is the Raspberry Hills tour. Of course, I have my alt account online that I'm running a separate experiment with. It also gives you a very nice reminder of what you can do in order to kind of help the channel out a little bit more. Now, the power-ups that will appear here, I'm going to leave as being random, though I'm not certain if that gives access to some of the higher level items that are available to me unless I pick them more specifically. So we'll just kind of figure that out. I'm not going to mess around with changing around any of these around as they are not going to impact a lot of the strategies that I'm hoping to unveil or go over in today's video. So let's go ahead and start the course, and I'm hopefully going to see that we do a couple of these courses over the course of the video here, as there are several different holes that are present on the different maps. So this first one, Raspberry Hills, if you can, the best strategy that you're going to need to do is if you can get your rocket ball or your power ball, you'll want to make your way up to the top edge of this course. And sometimes it is worth waiting for the elixir in order to use that, and then you can just kind of tap it into the hole in order to do that. Now, if you don't have the elixir, the potency to get up there, you can use that center section if you can get up that way, as that'll help you circumvent a lot of the other tricky spots of this map. Moving into the second hole, this one is actually best done if you have access to your sniper ball, as you'll want to try and get right down the center of that. Of course, you can make your way in without using a power-up, but it's greatly facilitated if you do make sure that you use the sniper ball for the activation on that for sure. And then next up here, there's a couple of different strategies that you can employ in this type of a hole. I can't showcase it based off of the power-ups that I'm being given, but if you do have the putty ball or the sticky ball, you can hit up over this way and kind of stick out over onto the wall, as the walls of the course are areas that you can adhere to. But if not, you'll just want to make your way down to this platform and then use whatever power-ups you can to get down to this bottom layer. Again, you're probably only going to have access to these types of power-ups as you initially get started, so it's just something to kind of keep in mind there. All right, so this is another hole that's a little bit different than the others. If you have the speed ball, you may be able to make a snipe such as that to make your way in. If you're not feeling confident or comfortable, you can make your way down to this lower platform and then easily tap your way into the base. But that's really about as technical as it needs to be for this particular section. The sniper ball might be able to make that shot, but it's a fairly wide opening, so if you've leveled up your accuracy, you should have a decently successful time of making your way into the lower section of that course. So we've already showcased this one, but another strategy that you can go with is using your speedball to make it your way into that first section there, and then kind of tapping your way back down to the bottom half. And that actually seemed to be a little bit quicker, so it may not be in your best interest to use the rocket ball or the power ball unless you've got the elixir to get that quickly off the start of the match. Now here's an interesting hole to be sure. What is highly suggested by the map layout is that you go over here to this sand trap, but what you can do is you can take a small little shot off of that top pillar to ricochet back down into the chasm that you need to be going down in order to make your way into the putting green and have some success with this particular area. So this map is actually one of the more technical ones here in the Raspberry Hills. What I've found tends to be best is if you use your speed elixir to make your way down through that chute off the back end. That'll land you right on the green. If you're leveled up too high, you'll overshoot it like you just saw there, but you may even be able to get an ace or a hole-in-one off of that shot. This is another one of the more technical holes that are here on the Raspberry Hills. You can actually just kind of aim your cursor over to that little opening and make your way through. If I had used the speed elixir there, I probably could have made my way down that slope and potentially gotten an ace off of it. A lot of people get intimidated by that, but it's a lot easier of a shot than is initially let on. Here's possibly one of the last ones. There might be an extra course or two out of here. Now there's two different strategies you can go with. There's the safe route, which is coming over this way as there's no hazards to deal with, or you can attempt to bounce off of this section down to the lower portion of the track. It takes a minute to get used to, but once you have a better understanding of your ball trajectory, you should be able to map out that particular hit a lot easier than you otherwise would be able to. So that was all of the courses for the Raspberry Hills tour, and I do feel like once you know your way around that course a little bit better, you'll be able to ascend through the lower level rankings of the roster and especially newer players. So if you found today's video helpful and or enjoyable, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for daily variety content. It's not all going to be Golf Blitz stuff. I anticipate doing this series about once a week. So be sure to leave any questions, comments, concerns you have down below. And we will see you next week when we go through the Golfy tour as listed here. So thanks once more for your time, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day.